awesome music, ridiculous plot, and fantastic side-scrolling run-and-gun 2D action. It's Contra Rebirth for the Nintendo Wii. A downloadable game that you can play with a friend. It's good old Contra, but it's not old, it's new, it's rebirthed. That sounds really creepy. Good music, though. You don't even have to play the game, you could just sit there and listen to the music, it's that good. Contra for the NES, the Nintendo Entertainment System, was one of my favorite Nintendo games. I have not really followed the series much since then because for 2D arcade-style gameplay I prefer spaceship shooters like Gradius. I always feel confined and trapped when I'm running on the ground shooting aliens. I prefer the freedom that a spaceship gives you, even if you can spin in the air and still fire in this game. You can't have Contra without spinning in the air, shooting at the same time. That's just the way it is. Think about actually doing that in real life. You'd get dizzy. So even if you're not flying spaceships in Contra Rebirth, you do start the game fighting aliens on a spaceship. Kinda looks like Xenophobe, with a lot more explosions. You have to really focus on screen to actually see what you're doing because there's so many things blinking, moving, shaking, and exploding in this game. It's great. And the not-so-subtle nod to aliens is still present. One nice thing about this game is you don't have to worry about little things like being sucked into the vacuum of space because that monster just broke the window. That's how badass these guys are when their shirts are off. Space doesn't even mess with them. I think that fans of the older Contra games will like this one. It's got a nice, smooth, crisp style to it that looks great on the Nintendo Wii, with some graphical cues going back all the way to the old school arcade games. You can play this two-player co-op on screen at the same time, and the controls are terrific. I'm playing this with the Wii Classic controller. She's lucky I missed. The levels are fairly traditional 2D side-scroller levels, and they just have a nice tongue-in-cheek humor about them. The game doesn't take itself so seriously. It's very fun, very lighthearted, and totally Contra. Old school Contra. Note that when I walk past the trash can, there's frequently like this evil crow or pigeon digging through the trash who notices me and then comes after me. That guy's tough to see. You've really got to take him out fast. Even though I'm not flying a spaceship in this game, I had a great time playing it. I'm not very good at dodging attack patterns in run-and-gun style shooters, so later in the game it gets quite challenging. For those of you upset about a lack of ass-kicking third-party releases for the Nintendo Wii, check out the online store. The WiiWare titles and the old-school Genesis and Neo Geo and Nintendo games are the best reason to get a Wii these days. And with companies like Konami serving up remakes of their classic titles, you can't lose. Especially for an affordable price, you can get games like Contra Rebirth. They also have Gradius Rebirth. The Wii catalog may be cluttered with an endless array of subpar kids titles, but there's a huge selection of awesome arcade games and old-school classics from the Genesis and whatnot on the Nintendo Wii. You've got to dig through the Wii Shop channel for some of the best games, like this one, Contra Rebirth. They're not reinventing the genre here. In fact, this is the 12th Contra.